Yesterday we were observing Appearance Day of Sri Ramachandra Bhagavan and our Gurudev, and I forgot to mention it was also the Disappearance Day of Srila Bhakti Saudha Ashram Gosvami Maharaj. But anyway, yesterday the topic was long, so I want to read about this Maharaj today, although his disappearance tithi was yesterday. I am reading from Srila Bhakti Vibhuti Bodhayana Goswami Maharaj's article. One of the rays of Srila Prabhupada, means Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, appeared in a village of Faridpur district, Bangladesh, in a landlord family on 28 April 1914 on Akshay Tritiya, the starting day of Lord Jagannath Chandan Yatra. He was named Bhupendranath Chattopadhyay. His father was Jogendranath Chattopadhyay and his mother was Bilasini Devi. When Bhupendranath was 3 years old, his parents suddenly physically departed within 10 days of each other. Thereafter, Bhupendranath came to his maternal grandfather's house at Radikal Dhaka district, Bangladesh. Under the guidance of his maternal grandfather, Bhupendranath got a Bachelor of Science degree from Bangabasi College, Kolkata. By nature, Bhupendranath was soft, generous, and helpful to others in every aspect. Once he got one of Srila Prabhupada's books and read Srila Prabhupada's instructions. So now the quote is here from Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. We have not come here in this temporary life to become great workers, scholars, religionists, or donators. The non-dual absolute truth is Sri Brajendranandan, who came in the most merciful form of Bhagavan Shri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. The supreme and topmost goal of life can only be gained through the execution of pure and beautiful devotional service to Shri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Coming into the material world in the human form of life is meant for engaging in spiritual practice. This is our utmost duty. There is nothing more to be said. So he read this. After reading this instruction, Bhupendranath's heart was transformed and he somehow got the opportunity to see Srila Prabhupada. With the help of 2 of Srila Prabhupada's disciples, namely Srila Bhakti Kankan Tapasvi Goswami Maharaj and Sriman Navadipa Prabhu, Bhupendranath got the chance to meet Srila Prabhupada face to face. On 8 May 1935, Bhupendranath received Harinam and Diksha from Srila Prabhupada and Bagbazar Gauriya Math and received the name Bhuta Brit, thus Brahmachari. After initiation, Bhuta Brit Prabhu served Srila Prabhupada's loving mission under the guidance of Navadip Das Prabhu. Bhuta Brit Brahmachari was able to speak good English as well as 10 other languages. Srila Prabhupada engaged him as a teacher at the Bhakti Vinod Institute in Mayapur. In 1936, Srila Prabhupada sent Bhuta Brit Brahmachari to Chennai, previously known as Madras, as the temple in charge. Bhuta Brit Prabhu's execution of his services, such as preaching activities, temple management, etc., pleased Srila Prabhupada. Bhuta Brit Prabhu used to preach with Hayagriva Das Brahmachari, later known as Srila Bhakti Daita Madhav Goswami Maharaj, in Assam. Our Parangurudev was preaching there on the order of Prabhupada, so Bhuttabrit Prabhu also would accompany him. You will find in Srila Bharati Maharaj's article, this is mentioned. On 1st January 1937 at 5:30 a.m., Srila Prabhupada physically departed. As soon as Bhuttabrit Prabhu heard the news, he fainted out of intense separation. At that time, Srila Prabhupada appeared in his dream and said, "Don't cry. I will accept all of your services. Please go ahead with your service of spreading the message of Rupa Goswami, Sanatan Goswami, Raghunath Das Goswami, and Bhaktivinoda Thakur with full of enthusiasm." In order to fulfill Srila Prabhupada's instruction, in 1939, Bhuttabrit Prabhu went to Rangoon, Myanmar, to preach. Due to intense separation from Srila Prabhupada, Bhuttabrit Prabhu felt that he should perform solitary bhajan and decided to reside in a school located in Bhavanipur, Kolkata. Eventually, he took the renounced order, sannyas, in 1952 from Srila Bhakti Gaura Baikanaj Gosai Maharaj at Tota Gopinath Temple, Jagannath Puri Dham, and received the name Srila Bhakti Saudha Ashram Gosai Maharaj. Our Parangurudev also took from Srila Bhakti Gaura Baikanaj Gosai Maharaj and also at Tota Gopinath Temple in Puri, but before. Srila Ashram Gosai Maharaj visited many pilgrimage places and performed his spiritual practice. He thereafter opened two preaching centers called Bhakti Saudha Bhajan Kutir in Mayapur and Sri Chaitanya Math in Dam Dam, Kolkata. In February 1982, during his stay at the Kolkata Center, Srila Ashram Gosai Maharaj began to manifest sickness pastimes. On the night of 31st March 1982, so it was today's, but according to Titi it was yesterday, on Ram Navami, he had the desire to get a full body checkup at the medical center for further treatment, but it was the Lord's desire to take him on that same night. According to the English calendar, at 2:30 a.m. on 1st April 1982, all of the devotees, so it was 31st March, and then that night, on 1st April, all the devotees who were at the Kolkata Center heard the words Hare Krishna coming from his room in a loud voice. When they entered the room, they all saw that Srila Ashram Gosai Maharaj had physically passed away and had entered into the eternal pastimes of Sri Sri Radha Govinda. His physical form was taken to Bhakti Saudha Bhajan Kutir in Mayapur, where they established the Samadhi. A Pushpa Samadhi was established at Sri Sri Radha Damodar Mandir in Vrindavan. So it was yesterday that it was the Titi that this Maharaj played the pastimes of disappearing from this world. I'm bowing down to his lotus feet and praying for his causeless mercy. You will find also in the article of Srila Bharati Gosai Maharaj that he was preaching with our Parangurudev, and he saw all our centers and staying a lot of time in our mat also. So there you can read also. And we were hearing Ram Lila, the explanations that how Ramachandra was teaching, means practicing and teaching Dharma, and for that reason also he had to do all these things, even banishing Sita to the forest. And now further it is explained, Sri Ramachandra even abandoned his brother Lakshman, who was dearer to him than his own life, in order to maintain the codes of Dharma. The gist of this incident is as follows. Once, Lord Brahma sent Kala in the form of tapas as a messenger to Sri Ramachandra. Before conveying Brahma's message, the messenger placed the condition before Sri Ramachandra that he would tell him the message if Sri Ram promised him that no one would be able to hear his words. If anyone heard or saw their secret conversation, he would be fit to be killed by Sri Ram. Sri Ramachandra accepted this condition. However, while the secret conversation between the messenger and Sri Ramachandra was taking place, Durvasa Rishi came to see Sri Ramachandra. Lakshman, who was appointed as the gatekeeper during this secret conversation, became afraid upon seeing the angry form of Durvasa Rishi and went to Sri Ramachandra to ask his permission to allow him inside. To keep his promise, on the instructions of Vashisht, Sri Ramachandra banished his brother Lakshman, who was dearer to him than his own life. This is like killing. So this lila was made like that to show that how Ramachandra always was following all the codes of Dharma and never Adharma, to give example to us. So the point is that we should always follow Dharma, not be like swayed or deviated from following Dharma because of some selfish desires. People, they don't follow Dharma because of some selfish sense enjoyment desires. So that is not good. Always we have to follow Dharma. That will be for the eternal welfare of all. But we become weak, weakness of heart, like Arjuna. In the battlefield, he played that pastimes of weakness of heart due to attachment to his relatives, bodily relations. He became weak and did not want to do his duty, dharmic duty, by which he will actually do eternal welfare for all. But to fulfill some selfish desires that will not benefit all. So then Krishna taught him, and he again regained that composure and he was following Dharma. Also Ramchandra, in his whole lila, this is shown, that one has to follow Dharma and it will be beneficial for all. Lakshman's demonstration, Dharma means Varna, Ashram, Dharma according to Shastra. That Lakshman's demonstration that the elder brother is as respectable as the father, his abandonment of all material comforts for the service of his object of worship, Sri Ramachandra, and his service to him for 14 years, while being in the forest with him, are all ideal examples. Lakshman had not been ordered to go to the forest in exile, yet he went after his elder brother to serve him. Lakshman, with his transcendental powers and the help of Vibhishan, that is brother of Rama, was able to obstruct the Nikumbila Yagya of Ravan's son Meghanada, who had conquered Indra, that is Indrajit. We heard Bibhishan told he will now do Yagya, so before that we have to stop him, otherwise he will become invincible. So Lakshman went. Lakshman then killed Meghnada. Indrajit or Meghnada obtained the boon that only one who is able to remain without food for 14 years and who also has full control over the senses would be able to kill him. Lakshman did not take food while living in the forest for 14 years and performed the pastime of conquering all his senses. Gurudev wrote, performing the pastime of conquering all, because Lakshman is already Bhagavan, Baladev, or Nityananda. No need for him to practice control of sense, but as an example he showed. While remaining all the time with Sri Ramachandra and Sita Devi and serving them, he never saw beyond the lotus feet of Sita Devi. Even Sri Ram's internal potency Sita Devi, although instructed repeatedly by Sri Ramachandra not to go with him to the forest, as this punishment was meant for him and not for her or anyone else, left behind all comforts for the service of her husband. Because when we hear these things, we don't actually deeply think. Those who are like Kshatriyas, they are used to like comfortable living in the palace and all this. So to be banished to live in the forest, that is not easy thing. Even now, if someone would tell you, you have to go to forest, there will be no proper bathroom, no proper food, no heating, no this. Who will be able to go? Even some slight inconvenience to our, means in material comfort, some obstacle, we become fully disturbed. But Ramchandra, Bhagavan, he accepted, yes, it is my father's promise that has to be followed. So not for 1-2 days or for 1 week or 1 month doing Brajamandal Parikrama 1 month, there is no nice shower, there is this, so many problems all the time, complaining, all this. But for 14 years to stay in forest. So it is not easy thing. We are not deeply thinking, so we just read, oh, lila, yes, okay. But if someone would tell you to do this, then who will follow Dharma? So it was also not necessary for Sita, but she accepted because of that service of husband to serve him in the forest, and also Lakshman went, left behind all comforts for the service of her husband. By this action, she defined the duty of a chaste wife and exhibited the ideal of following the husband. That is, of course, when husband is okay. In Shastra, if husband is not okay, he is obstructing service of Krishna or obstructing Dharma, then he should not be followed, as we already heard. Also, mother should not be followed, father, brother. Those who are against Dharma, they are not to be followed. But when everything is, if husband is good, then it is ideal, beneficial for wife to follow. Supreme Lord Sri Ramachandra was completely fascinated by the pure love of Sita Devi which surpassed all his expectations. But in order to teach the dharma of a king who is engaged in the welfare of the citizens, and although giving pain to himself, he asked for the ordeal by fire, Agni Pariksha, and declared the injunction of banishment of Sita Devi, who is not different from his own self, his internal potency. So to follow the dharma of a king, because others, they had doubts. So he had to do this. That was also dharmic. Once arrangements were being made for an ashram yagya under the priesthood of Vashisht and other sages. The wife of the person to perform the ashram yagya has to be initiated in the yagya before the husband. Because of this rule, it was proposed that Sri Ramachandra get married again, but Sri Ramachandra rejected the proposal and arranged to have a golden deity of Sita instead. He was given Yagya initiation along with the golden deity of Sita as his wife. What can be a better example of Sita Devi's most excellent chastity and love than this? So he showed that he knows Sita is chaste. There is no fault in her. But she had to be tested so that others, they will see like that. And Ramachandra also played. He never actually left her. Otherwise he could marry another one, but he did not know, because there is no fault in Sita. Yet, to remove the doubts of the citizens in the Naimisha area on the banks of Gomati, he invited sages, all the kings, and even Sugriva along with the monkeys, and Vibhishan along with the Rakshasas there. Maharishi Valmiki was also present in the sacrificial arena with Lava and Kusha, or our Gurudev in Bengali pronunciation, Lob and Kush. Lob and Kush. Upon hearing the Ramayana from Lob and Kush, which had been composed by Valmiki, Sri Ramachandra understood that they were his sons. Because as I told Valmiki, he was chanting Ram Nam continuously. Then Namrup Gun Lila, all will be revealed in purified heart. So Valmiki saw all Ram Lila, eternal Lila. It is happening in this universe or that universe. So he saw, and he wrote Ramayana before even Ramchandra appeared in this world. And as you heard, when Sita was pregnant, not knowing that she's pregnant, Ramachandra banished her to forest. Then she went to Valmiki Rishi's ashram. He already knew that Sita will come because he knows. According to Lila, this will happen. So there, Sita gave birth to Lob and Kush. And when Ramachandra was there, for the sacrifice, he was hearing Ramayana composed by Valmiki from Lob and Kush. And hearing that Ramayana, he came to know, oh, they are my sons. Because Sita at that time, she was pregnant with me. And now they are born and they are here, so they are my sons. Ramachandra played this pastime. He's omniscient, he knows everything. But playing this pastime to know, oh, they are my sons. Acting on the order of Valmiki Muni, Sri Ramachandra sent messengers to invite Sita Devi to prove her chastity before everyone at the sacrificial arena. Sita Devi saw that even after she had been tested 2 times, everyone's doubt had not been removed. Therefore, she came with the determination that this time she would enter into Rasatala, that is lower planetary system. You have 7 higher and 7 lower. Rasatala, Sutala, and Patala. Patala is last. So, addressing the earth goddess, Bhumi Devi, or Prithvi Devi, she said, "O Devi, if I do not think of anyone other than Raghava," means Ramachandra, in my mind, then divide into 2 parts and give me shelter. If I do not think of anyone other than Raghava in my mind, then divide into 2 parts and give me shelter. If this is true, I worship Ram with all my senses and do not know anyone other than Ram. O Devi, divide into 2 parts and let me enter. Everyone, because earth is one kind of witness. You will find in Bhagavatam, in the case of Ajamil, he committed many sins. And then the Yamadutas, when they came, they told to Vishnu Dutas, he committed many sins. And there are so many witnesses there, they saw. So one of the witnesses is earth also. So she can testify whether Sita is chaste or not. All our activities, now they are saying surveillance and all this. But the point is, we are already always under surveillance. All our activities are seen by Supreme Lord, by Yamaraj, by earth, by air, by fire. So many witnesses are always there. So we are getting right results. There is no mistake. Everyone was astonished to see a miraculous divine throne come up from the middle of the earth, and as Sita Devi sat on it, it entered into Rasatala, means she performed the pastime of disappearance, because to show really she is chaste. Earth confirmed, yes, you are chaste, and she came up and took her to her. Sita appeared from earth and disappeared into earth. Upon Sita Devi's entering into Rasatala, everyone glorified her with loud applause. Sri Ramachandra, taking support of the Yagya Danda, lowered his face and cried for a long time in grief of separation from Sita. In the Ramayana, Hanuman's dedication to his object of worship is displayed to the utmost. But the point is, if we have any sense enjoyment desire, we are under that influence, we are unable to follow Dharma properly. So it is very difficult, but we have to practice Dharma, then that will be beneficial for me and for all others. So Hanuman's dedication to his object of worship is displayed to the utmost, and his devoutness has an ideal place among the servants of Ram. For the nourishment of Sriman Mahaprabhu's pastimes, Hanuman appeared as Murari Gupta. Sriman Mahaprabhu taught the glories and importance of dedication to one's object of worship through Murari Gupta. Sriman Mahaprabhu explained to Murari Gupta that worship of Shri Krishna, the son of Nanda Maharaj, is best. Upon hearing this subject from Mahaprabhu, Murari Gupta promised him that from now on he would worship Shri Krishna. But even after giving his word to Mahaprabhu, he was not able to keep his promise to the very end. Murari Gupta then fell at the lotus feet of Mahaprabhu and spoke the following words while crying. Raghunathar pai moi bechia cho mata, kadite na pari mata mone pai beata, Shri Raghuna charancha rano na jai, taba agya banga hoy ki koron upai, tate more ei kripa koro doya moy, tomar age mrityu houk jauk sangshoy. Chaitanya Charitamrita. Murari Gupta said, I have sold my head unto the lotus feet of Raghunath, means Ramchandra. I cannot withdraw my head, for that would give me too much pain. It is not possible for me to give up the service of Raghunatha's lotus feet. At the same time, if I do not do so, I shall break your order. What can I do? You are all merciful, so kindly grant me the mercy that I may die before you, so that all my doubts will be finished. In this way, Murari Gupta appealed to Mahaprabhu. While assuring Murari Gupta, Mahaprabhu praised him, saying, Ei moto tomar nishta jani bar tore, tomare agroho ami koilun bare bare, Shakshat Hanuman tumi Shri Ram Kinkor, tumi kene chari betar charana kamal. Just to test your firm faith in your Lord, I requested you again and again to change your worship from Lord Ramachandra to Lord Krishna. In this way, I congratulate Murari Gupta, saying, Indeed, you are the avatar of Hanuman. Consequently, you are an eternal servant of Lord Ramachandra. Why should you give up the worship of Lord Ramachandra and his lotus feet? Because according to neutral standpoint, one can say that Krishna is superior in the exhibition of rasas. Other forms of Krishna, they are not fully expressing all rasas. Only with Krishna all are there. Akhila Rasamrita Murti is Krishna. But that is from neutral standpoint only, that Krishna is superior. But from subjective point, each devotee feels his own service to Krishna in that rasa is the best, and Krishna also feels for that devotee that is the best for him, and that is what I want from him. Because Krishna is unlimited, and there are unlimited varieties of services, so he wants to taste varieties. So that is why different personal associates are like this, different lilas, different forms. It is not that is all useless. No, it is on purpose. So Krishna is most pleased with that jiva in his service. That is what Mahaprabhu was very happy. Yes, you are Hanuman. And Hanuman also said, I know, it is in Ramayana, I know that Srinath and Janakinath, the Narayan and or Krishna and Janakinath means Sitanath, that is Ramchandra, they are same Paramatma, same Supreme. But still Ram is everything to me. That is transcendental nishta, transcendental one-pointedness. And that is necessary for rasa to manifest. So here Mahaprabhu showed this, that he is really in that rasa. So he said it is very good, and he wrote on his forehead, you are Ramdas. I only to show to the world what is proper nishta, fixation, I said that to you. That it is impossible for that devotee to give up that kind of service, And also Supreme Lord will not want some other service from him. The Supreme Lord, Sri Ramachandra, glorifying his servant Hanuman, spoke to Maharshi Agastya as follows. The strengths of Vali and Ravan, although being incomparable, were not equal to that of Hanuman's. Hanuman is filled with chivalry, valor, patience, intelligence, scriptural knowledge, and all other desirable qualities. Hanuman alone accomplished the crossing of the ocean between southern India and Lanka, the bringing of the message of Sita, the killing of the demons, the subsequent burning of Lanka, and so on. We do not hear such deeds even of Yama, Indra, Kuvera, and others. It is only by the strength of Hanumanji that I achieved victory over Lanka, rescued Sita, and saw Lakshman come back to life after being hit by the irresistibly powerful javelin. Hanuman brought that Ayurvedic medicine, that whole mountain he brought. The question may be raised that if Hanuman was so powerful, then why did he not kill Vali during Vali's fight with Sugriva? In reply to this, Agastya Muni narrates the story of Hanuman's curse. Hanuman was fathered by Vayu, the wind god, and took birth from the womb of Anjana. After the birth of Hanuman, Anjana went to the forest to pick some fruits due to distress from hunger. Upon seeing the red sun, looking like a java flower, that is hibiscus, Hanuman mistook it for a fruit and jumped up to eat it. To protect his son from the sun's heat, the cool wind, Vayu, began to blow. Knowing that the approaching child Hanuman would perform a great deed in the future, the sun did not burn him. That day, Rahu, the truncated demon, went to devour the sun, but upon seeing Rahu, Hanuman went to eat him also. Because child, whatever they see, they pick up and they want to eat. So parents, they have to be very careful to prevent child from eating. So first he wanted to eat the sun, then he wanted to eat Rahu also. Being afraid, Rahu ran to Indra and told him that when he went to devour the sun, another Rahu had attacked him. Indra, while following on his elephant Oiravat, assured Rahu and sent him ahead as they approached the sun. Hanuman again saw the returning Rahu as a fruit. Seeing Hanuman coming to catch him, Rahu cried out loudly. Mistaking Oirava, that is elephant, for a big fruit, Hanuman went to catch him also. Seeing no other way to stop him, Indra attacked Hanuman with his Vajra, that is thunderbolt weapon. Hanuman's left Hanu, that is jaw, was broken and he fell down on a mountain. Upon seeing the unfortunate condition of his baby son, Vayu entered into a cave with him. At the disappearance of air, that is Vayu, all the living beings stopped breathing and evacuating and dried up like wood. The demigods and demons approached Brahma to save their lives. You will find in Upanishads there is descriptions of these functions of Vayu and Prana, what everyone doing and how they are dependent, sun, moon, how you can see, you cannot see without the grace of sun. and so on. All this is there explained scientifically. The demigods and demons approached Brahma to save their lives. Brahma saw the golden complexioned child in the lap of Vayu and touched him with compassion and affection. When Hanuman regained his life, Vayu, or air, started flowing again with satisfaction. Brahma told the demigods that this child would someday perform some great work, so they should bless him. Then Indra blessed the child with the following words: Hanuman will never be killed even if hit by the Vajra weapon. His jaw was broken by the Vajra, therefore his name will be Hanuman. Surja, or the sun, gave a 100th part of his splendor to Hanuman and also gave him the benediction that he would be a great speaker, very learned in the scriptures. Varun, Yamaraj, Kuver, and others also gave benedictions to Hanuman. Brahma assured Vayu by saying that Hanuman would bestow fearlessness to friends, fear to enemies, would be undefeatable, would be able to travel with unparalleled speed, and would perform great deeds. Becoming powerful by all these blessings, Hanuman began to create mischief in the ashramas of sages due to his childish playfulness. Still he was child that time. In order to control him, the sages cursed him that he would not be aware of his own power for a long time. He would come to know of his power only if someone told him about it. Thereafter, Hanuman became quiet and wandered peacefully. Hanumanji's influence is seen strongly in northern and western India. In these regions, almost all the followers of Sanatana Dharma install and worship the deity of Hanuman. They especially recite the glories of Hanuman from the Ramayana and Tulsidas, that is Hanuman Chalisa. That is, I think, from Ramayana of Tulsidas. Daily they will recite Hanuman Chalisa for protection and for all blessings. In the 11th canto that we read yesterday, about those two verses related to Ramchandra Bhagavan. So, this is the verse I said before Hanuman spoke. Shri Nate Janaki Nate Abede Paramatmani Tathapi Mama Sarvaswam Rama Kamala Lochana. Hanuman said, although ontologically the master of Lakshmi, the master of Radhika, and the master of Sita are identical, that is Narayan, Krishna and Ram, lotus-eyed Ram is my only object of worship. So then here Gurudev also gave, no, this is someone else, Gurudev did not give in original, some points from Ramayana which we were hearing, to remember, in the first Adikanda of Ramayana, which topics are there. Narad describes the pastimes of Lord Ram. Valmiki composes the Ramayana. Lob and Kush sing the Ramayana. Dasharatha's bringing of Rishya Shringa, the priest who did that yagya for having son. Lord Narayan accepts the sonhood of Dasharatha, that is Ramchandra Narayan. The birth of Vali, Sugriva, Hanuman and other monkeys. The birth of Ram, Lakshman, Bharat and Shatrughna. Sage Vishwamitra arrives in Ayodhya to take Ram and Lakshman to slay the Rakshasas. Dasharatha refuses to let Ram and Lakshman go with Vishwamitra at first, but later agrees, the narration of the births of Taraka and marriage, Taraka the demoness, we heard. The slaying of Taraka by Ram, a description of the lineage of Kush, Vishwamitra's narration of the origin of Ganga, you will find in Puranic Charitavali. There are different versions. So one version is in Ramayana, that Brahma was keeping her in that Kamandalu. King Sagar gets 60,000 sons. Sagar's dynasty is destroyed by the curse of Kapila Muni because they falsely accused him of stealing that horse that horse for Ashwamedh. They thought that Kapil Muni stole it, but the point is Indra was afraid that someone will come, that Sagar king will come to heaven after performing 100 Ashwamedh. So he took that horse and he put it there in Kapila's ashram in front. So they thought he stole it, but it was wrong. So Kapila became angry, but they were burned by their own offense. Bhagirath gets a boon from Brahma, so they were destroyed. Then Bhagirath later rescued them by bringing them Ganga. Bhagirath gets a boon from Brahma. Ganga goes to Patala, the netherworlds. Deliverance of the sons of Sagar by Bhagirath. Indra cuts to pieces a fetus in the womb of Diti. A description of the hearse of Ahalya and Indra. She became stone. The redemption of Ahalya from her curse. Ram and Lakshman travel to the sacrificial arena of King Janak. Vishwamitra arrives at the ashram of Vashishta. Vishwamitra steals the Shabala cow. Vishwamitra is defeated doing battle with Vashisht. This also you will find in Puranic Charitavali. There was dispute between Vishwamitra and Vashisht. Both are very powerful, but Vashisht won, and there you will get teaching in Puranic Charitavali. Vishwamitra performs austerities and attains the status of a Brahmana. He lost because he was Kshatriya and Vashisht was Brahmin. So then he wanted to become Brahmin. There you will find. King Janaka obtains the Haradhanu, bow of Lord Shiva. Ramchandra breaks the Haradhanu and accepts Sita as his wife. The marriage of Ramachandra and others. Parashurama's pride is destroyed. That was shown that Ramachandra is proper avatar and Parashurama is Shakti Avesh avatar. He is dependent on avatar for that strength. That was shown here. That is lila also. Dasharatha arrives in Ayodhya with his daughters-in-law, Bharata's journey to his maternal home. Then Ayodhya Kanda. Dasharatha decides to install Shri Ramachandra as the crown prince. Vashishta visits Ram and Dasharatha. The discussion between Kaikeyi and Mantara. Kaikeyi requests the boon of the exile of Ram and the boon of appointment of Bharata as crown prince. Dasharatha laments. Ram decides to go to the forest to honor his father's promise. Sita and Lakshman depart for the forest with Ram. Ram, Lakshman and Sita accept garments made of tree bark. The further lamentation of Dasharatha. Ram meets Guhaka, the king of Nishadas, low caste hunters. Guhaka's unprecedented devotion to Ram. Here it was shown, although in such a family, but he was a devotee of Ram, so Ram accepted him. Ram goes to Chitrakoot and to Valmiki. Dasharatha laments again upon hearing the message of Ram from Sumantra. The lamentation of Kaushalya. Dasharatha narrates the description of the killing of Rishi Kumar, the death of Dasharatha, a messenger is sent to bring Bharata. Bharata laments upon hearing about the death of his father. Bharata refuses to accept the kingdom. Bharata arrives at Chitrakuta with his army. Sri Ramachandra laments on hearing of the death of his father. Jabali gives instructions on dharma to Ram. Bharata returns with Ram's wooden shoes, hands over the kingdom to his guru, and departs for Nandigram. The story of Ram and Kulapati in Chitrakoot, the ashram of Atri Muni. Then Aranyakanda, Sri Ramachandra enters the Dandaka forest. The slaying of the Rakshasa, Viradha, Sutikshna Muni narrates the story of Ilvatapi to Ram and chants the glories of Agastya Muni. Sri Rama's introduction to Jatayu, that eagle. Ram resides in the forest of Panchavati. Lakshman cuts off the nose of Shurpanaka, that is sister of Ravan. The killing of the 14,000 Rakshasas sent by Kara. The slaying of the 3 Rakshasas Dushana, Trishira and Kara. Ravan becomes angry upon hearing about the deaths of Kara and Dushana. Ravan goes to the ashram of Marich and plots to kidnap Sita. Ravan decides to kidnap Sita on Shurpanaka's advice, even after restraint from Marich. Marich did not want, because he knew Ram will not be happy and there will be problem. Marich assumes the form of a golden deer and departs for the Dandaka forest. Ram leaves to kill Marich in the form of deer. Lakshman goes after Ram upon being rebuked rudely by Sita. As you remember, that Marich gave fake voice, Lakshman help me, as if Ram is calling. Then Lakshman knew, no, Ram cannot be in trouble, it's some fake. But Sita was telling him, you go, you go. He did not want to go. Then finally, Sita rudely said something. It is there mentioned. It is also to give us teaching that sometimes ladies, they cannot control their tongue. That teaching is there in the commentary. I'm not saying, but it is in Ramayana. That they cannot control their tongue and they will speak anything and create trouble. So Sita said, I know why you don't want to go there, because you want to be with me. You want to be with me. That is why you don't want to go and rescue Ram. But that was not in Lakshman's heart. Never. Lakshman is fully surrendered to Ram and he knows that there is no problem with Ram, that is fake voice. But Sita was telling this. So then Lakshman had to go, but he wrote that circle for protection, and you know, that is all for the sake of lila. Ravan abducts Sita. The fight between Jatayu and Ravan. Sita dropped jewelry from Ravan's chariot. Ravan leaves Sita in the Ashok grove and goes to his inner palace. Ram laments on the disappearance of Sita. The hearing of the story of Sita from the dying Jatayu eagle. The performance of the funeral ceremony of Jatayu. He left his body on the lap of Ram. Ram and Lakshman cut off the arms of Kabanda. Ram and Lakshman go to Pampa Sarovar and meet Shabari, that lady. Whole life she was picking berries in the forest for Ram to come. The discussion with Lakshman about going to Rishyamukha mountain. So then further, I can read all, but it will take some more time. If someone has to go, then he may go do other service. But it is good to remember, Ram Lila is very auspicious and helpful. Hanuman in the dress of a mendicant meets with Ram. Hanuman sits Ram and Lakshman on his back and takes them to Sugriva. Sugriva vows to rescue Sita and Ram. No, Sugriva vows to rescue Sita and Ram vows to kill Vali. That was agreement. Ram pierces the 7 tala palmyra trees. Some were cursed, so he rescued. You will find in Purana Charitamrita. Sugriva is defeated in his first fight with Vali. The second time, Vali falls down after being pierced by the arrow of Ram. Vali hands Angada over to Sugriva and leaves his body. Angada is son of Sugriva. Tara laments Sugriva's coronation and Rama's lament due to separation from Sita. Sugriva worries upon seeing Lakshman's fury. Messengers are sent in all directions to search for Sita. Ram gives his ring to Hanuman as an emblem. The monkeys return without discovering the whereabouts of Sita. Influenced by the mystic power of Maya Danava, Hanuman and other monkeys enter a cave and meet with a tapasvini, female ascetic. Hanuman and others are delivered from the cave. Angada and others decide to fast unto death upon not obtaining any information about Sita. Sampati informs them about Sita, that is brother of Jatayu. The monkeys depart for the seashore. The show of power of the monkeys. Jambuvan, the very powerful king of bears, narrates the birth pastimes of Hanuman. Hanuman increases his sight. That was in Kishkinda Kanda. And then in Sundara Kanda, next section, Hanuman leaps from the top of Mahendra mountain. The killing of Simhika, Hanuman's fight with Lankini, who had assumed the form of Rakshasi, that is Lanka Diti. Hanuman enters the inner palace of Ravan and searches for Sita in the Ashoka grove. Hanuman grieves upon seeing the miserable condition of Sita. A description of the birth of the Rakshasi, Trijata. Hanuman's meeting with Sita. Hanuman destroys the pleasure grove. Hanuman's intense fight with the Rakshasas. Hanuman kills Jambumali, Virupaksha, Akshaya Kumar, and other principal Rakshasas. Indrajit captures Hanuman and brings him to the court of King Ravan. Ravan orders Hanuman to be put to death. Vibhishan gives his advice to Ravan that messengers should not be killed, we heard. Ravan orders the burning of Hanuman's tail, the burning of Lanka by Hanuman, Hanuman's second meeting with Sita. Hanuman returns to Mahendra mountain. The monkeys destroy Madhuvan in a mood of joy after hearing the news of Sita. Hanuman gives Sita emblem to Ramchandra, that necklace we heard. Then Lanka Kanda. Ramachandra weeps upon hearing of the lamentations of Sita from Hanuman. Ram instructs Sugriva to build a bridge. Vibhishan tries to give good advice to Ravan. Ravan speaks proud words. Vibhishan leaves Ravan and goes to Ram. Ravan sends his spy Shuka to the camp of monkey army. Ram constructs a bridge. Shuk is freed and goes to the court of Ravan. Ravan again sends a spy, Chara. Sita laments upon being shown the illusory head of Ravan. No, the illusory head of Ram by Ravan. That was shown to, like as if Ravan killed Ramchandra, but that was also fake. But she was lamenting. Talks between Sita and Sarama. Malyavan, a Rakshasa, gives good advice to Ravan. Ramachandra views Lanka from Subela mountain. Ram surrounds Lanka with his army. The battle begins. Ram and Lakshman are bound by Indrajit. The monkey soldiers become depressed. Ramachandra laments upon seeing the sad plight of Lakshman. Ram and Lakshman are freed from the snake noose of Indrajit by Garuda, we heard. Ravan enters the battle after Dhumraksha, Vajra Damstra, Akampana and Prahasta perish. They were demons. Kumbhakarna's sleep is interrupted after Ravan's defeat. Kumbhakarna chastises Ravan. Kumbhakarna enters the battle. Sugriva cuts off Kumbhakarna's nose as he is entering into Lanka with him. Kumbhakarna again sets off for battle. Ram kills Kumbhakarna. The killing of Narantaka, Devantaka, Mahodara, Trishira and other giant Rakshasas. Indrajit enters the battle and wins. Hanuman brings the mountain of herbs. The monkeys burn Lanka. The killing of Nikumba, Makaraksha and other Rakshasas. Indrajit kills the illusory Sita in front of Ram, fake. Indrajit enters Lankapuri for the Nikumbila Yagya. That is very dangerous. If he will succeed, then he will be invincible. So Bibhishan said we have to stop this. Ram laments upon hearing of the death of Sita from Hanuman. Lakshman kills Indrajit. He was the only one capable because 14 years he was not eating and he had full control over his senses. Ravan laments. Ravan hits Lakshman with an irresistibly powerful javelin. Hanuman brings Gandha Madana mountain with that Ayurvedic medicine, the treatment of Lakshman, the intense battle between Ram and Ravan. Ram kills Ravan with the Brahmastra weapon. Bol Shri Ramchandra Bhagavan Ki Jai. The lamentation of Mandodari, the coronation of Vibhishan. Sita hears the message of victory from Hanuman. Sita's ordeal by fire, the testing by fire. Shri Ramachandra accepts Sita Devi. Ramachandra's conversation with Dasharat, who is brought back by Mahadev. The Atma is eternal, so he could speak with his father, Dasharat. Mahadev brought him back. The monkey army is revived by the nectar of immortality from Devaraj Indra. Many monkeys were killed, but they were revived. Ramachandra leaves for Ayodhya on the Pushpaka airplane, flower airplane, the reunion with Bharadvaja, Guhaka and others. Then last section, the Uttarakanda. This we did not hear in that summarized. So topics there are the coronation of Sri Ram back in Ayodhya, the birth of Kuver and his taking up residence in Lanka, a description of the birth of the Rakshasas by Agastya Muni. The demigods go to Mahadev. Following the order of Mahadev, the demigods go to Vishnu. The Rakshasas journey to Suraloka for battle. Malya monkey flees to Patala after being defeated by Sumali. Sumali's daughter goes to Vishwashrava and Ravan and others take birth from her womb. Ravan and others perform austerities. Ravan conquers Lanka and becomes king. Means the history about Ravan is narrated there, how he took birth and became king. The birth of Indrajit, that is son of Ravan. Ravan goes to fight with Kuvera. Kuvera was before Lanka king. Kuvera's defeat. Vedavati curses Ravan. Ravan fights with Yamaraj on the advice of Narad. Ravan goes to Vali. Ravan conquers the planet of the sun god. Friendship with Mandata. Ravan sees Kapila in Patala. Ravan enters Lanka and orders Shurpanaka, who was burning from the fire of the grief of separation from her husband, to go to the Dandaka forest. There she became attracted to Ramchandra. Friendship with the Madhu demon, Indrajit enters Lanka, taking Indra with him because he conquered Indra. That is why his name is Indrajit. Indra gets free, and the story of Ahalya, a description of the fight between Kartavirya Arjuna and Ravan, the friendship of Ravan with Vali, a description of Hanuman's birth, a description of the births of Vali and Sugriva. Ravan goes to Shvetadip. The monkeys and Rakshasas return to their respective places. A description of the wanderings of Sita and Ram in the Ashok forest. Upon hearing rumors about Sita, Rama orders Lakshman to banish Sita. That we heard because someone was speaking. I will not accept you back like Ravan did that Sita. So then Rama had to, and Lakshman had to obey that order. He had to take her to Tapovan and leave her there. He was following Dharma. It's very difficult if you have any other desires, selfish. Lakshman leaves Sita in the area of Valmiki's ashram. Lakshman returns to Ram. Ram tells Lakshman about Nimi and Vashisht, the episode of Jajati. Sri Ramachandra orders Shatrughna to kill Lavan. The birth of Lava and Kusha in the ashram of Valmiki, the episode of Mandata. Shatrughna kills Lavan and establishes the capital of Mathura. Ram cuts off the head of the Shudra Shambhuka because he is performing austerities. That is not proper for Shudra to do, so he punished. A description of the killing of Vritra and the Ashwamedha Yagya of Indra. Ram goes to Naimisharanya. Valmiki comes to the Yagya of Ram with his disciples, and Lava and Kusha sing the Ramayana. Sita comes to the court of Ram and enters into Rasatala, that is earth down. Kaushalya and others leave their bodies, the mother of Ramchandra. The coronation of Angada and Chandraketu. Kala comes to Ram in the form of tapas. This we heard that secret conversation, some message from Brahma. Then Durvasa arrives and he wants to hear what he wants to meet Ram. So Lakshman entered there inside, and then Rama banishes Lakshman because he promised. So all this lila is to show that one has to follow dharma, not some selfish things. The coronation of Lava and Kusha. Sri Rama Chandra enters into the Sarayu, that is river in Ayodhya, with the monkeys, Rakshasas and other citizens. The glories of the singing of Ramayana, that is last chapter. Bol Shri Ram Chandra Bhagavan ki Jai, Shri Ramayana ki Jai. So tomorrow we are observing Ekadashi here. I know in some other they will have Mahadvadashi Sunday. So tomorrow we will hear further.